How you doing, everybody? This is Wayne here, and I'm going to show you guys my smoked kingfish recipe. And the first step that we need to do is we need to brine our fish. So this is the fresh kingfish that I caught last night, and we're going to need distilled water, kosher salt, and dark brown sugar. We're going to mix that all together and put it all in this gallon bag and let it sit in the fridge until tomorrow when we're going to do the smoking. So first I'm going to pour about a half of this bag in here, so about a half pound of brown sugar and a sufficient amount of kosher salt, and then I will fill up the bag with water, shake it up, and then place my fish into it. Okay, so to prevent a mess, I usually place the bag in the sink. As you can see, I got my brown sugar and my kosher salt mixed, and I just pour in the water. So I'll put all this kingfish in here. This is the meat of one kingfish, about a 10-pound kingfish. All right, now that's all in there. See if that's enough water. Looks like it's gonna be. Let's pour a little bit more in there. Now I gotta seal this bag. All right, that's how it's gonna look at the end once you got all your brown sugar, your kosher salt, and your distilled water. Make sure it's nice and shaken up good. And we're gonna put that in the fridge until tomorrow when we smoke the fish. So the tip is to just place it in a bowl so it sits upright and doesn't spill all over your fridge. And just sit it in there, and tomorrow it'll be being smoked. So our next step, now that the fish has brined overnight, is to take it out, lay it on some tin foil for it to air dry, because we want it to get a sticky touch, a sticky texture to it before we smoke it. So it takes a few hours for that to happen. So I'm going to lay all the fish out on this tin foil for the next step. All right, got all the fish laid out in the foil. Some of the smaller pieces I like to make them like that because they'll come out more like a jerky, which makes a good snack. The rest will be used in the fish dip, the larger pieces. But we're just going to leave the fish sitting here for a few hours until I develop a sticky texture on the fish, and then we'll start with getting the smoking process done. And then what I'll do is, once I also have that sticky texture on there, is I'll put a little bit of Old Bay directly onto the fish before smoking. Okay, so I left it out to air dry for a few hours, and now I've put the kingfish in the smoker. Sprinkles of Old Bay on top of that. Smoke's making me cough, but I've just got an electric smoker, which makes it a lot easier. And we're gonna set the temp. For 180, and that'll be for 4 hours. And then I top it off with about 30 minutes at about 220, and that'll do it. I use a Publix Greenwise Hickory Smoke Chips. It's a couple bucks a bag. Lasts you quite a bit of smokes in the electric smoker, which doesn't use a lot of wood. They just go right in there and shoot. That's all she wrote. And every hour you gotta add some more chips in there when the smoke gets kind of low. All right, all done. Let's see what we got here. Oh, beautiful. Woo! Smoky. It looks good. All right, let's pull that out of there. Get it on my plate. All right, so that kingfish is smoked, and let me show you guys what you should be looking for at the end. Nice golden outside where the edges are a little bit darker, and on the inside, perfectly white. That's what you're looking for. So let's get started. Okay, so we have all our seasonings and everything we need ready to go. I've got fresh lemon, I've got lime, I've got Old Bay, pepper, pink Himalayan sea salt, diced jalapeno peppers. This is my key ingredient. I always throw in a little bit of Seminole Swamp seasoning, which you can find at Publix. Gives it a little bit extra kick. Creamy horseradish sauce. I do 24 ounces of sour cream, 16 ounces of Philadelphia cream cheese, and what's that? 8 ounces of Hellmann's mayonnaise. As you can see, the Kingfish, which you don't have to blend up, it easily breaks up into little pieces. So what you want is you want about half of your bowl filled with the Kingfish. And as you mix and mix and mix, it's going to get broken up even more. So as you can see, it breaks up into a nice texture there. Easily broke apart. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add in the 24 ounces of sour cream, the 16 ounces of Philadelphia cream cheese, the 8 ounces of Hellmann's mayonnaise, mix that all together, and start adding in the seasonings. Now that that's all mixed together, I'm going to go ahead and squeeze in 2 fresh lemons and 1 lime. And then we'll mix all that together. Then you put in your Old Bay, which I had already seasoned the fish with, so we don't want to have too much of that either. It's about good. Got your pepper. And then I'm going to grind up some of this pink Himalayan salt. All right, all the seasonings are mixed in now, and we're going to add a few dashes of Worcestershire sauce and a few squeezes of the creamy horseradish sauce, or horsey sauce is what that's called. But you don't want to put too much because it can overpower it. That's about right there. And we're going to add this whole jar of diced jalapeno peppers and all the juice in it. Okay, now that's all mixed together. Get a nice consistency. Put it in the fridge overnight, and it will. We're going to let my 5-year-old son, Darren, try some out. There you go, Darren. What do you think? Good stuff? Awesome. That means it came out right. Thanks for watching. I hope you got some good tips on how to make your own smoked fish recipe. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Don't forget to hit like, and please subscribe to my channel.